against Evil Geniuses, and we've already got a couple of bans out. Lux and Nivea banned for Against Authority, Sona released. No surprises there.
Yeah, they're targeting Froggen for the most part. And the one thing on Wicked, everyone's saying Zed is the only thing. I think they're booing the Anivia ban.
Yeah,
I think
so
people
as
really
well.
wanted to see Froggen play that. And the first pick is Nasus as well. So that denies EG that a little bit. I really think Snoopy would be super comfortable on Nasus, and they're just not letting him that type of jungler.
Well, there is the Thresh that we talked about earlier on. We've seen him being game-changing in a lot of other compositions here, and we know that Crepo's good.
There's not a reason that they would pick Teemo. There's just no possible chance that they would do either of these things. I love the enthusiasm. Like, I don't know how it happens every single time.
And he gets booed when he switched to Gragas. Like, oh, Schleyer, you're not cool anymore. And there they go again. So obviously the team's having a little bit of fun here with the crowd, but in all seriousness, misfortune Thresh for EG.
Right, and that's the great lane for Evil Geniuses. It allows them to be extremely aggressive. It's a different style that they want to pick off, and if we see this Taric, I think that would be a jungle Taric actually, because we're still on the 3.03 patch as we were talking about patches earlier, so it's not what's on live, it's right before the last set of Taric nerfs, and I think that's a Taric jungle.
Well, we'll have to see. With the Nasus in there as well, and the Kale, who, you know, I guess we could kind of move them all around. It's all right, Jack, I got you covered on this one.
Yeah, of course, it's maybe the support, but there's a few things they could do. Like, you don't see Nasus top very much, you see him in the jungle. Top lane Taric is very good. And I'm talking myself into a corner here. It's gonna happen.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Possibly.
It's maybe gonna happen. Like, the reason I think it's gonna happen is Corralius loves the crap out of Sona. Sona's not picked or banned. He could just be afraid of Sona, of MF, and
Sona's banned for everyone out there.
I'm getting a big thumbs down from Arne now. He's like, no, we should let the analyst ask new picks and bans. They won't miss this kind of stuff.
So moving swiftly on, we could have probably 100% betted on the fact that a Renekton would appear in this one. Wicked and Freddy is a most played champion from both of them. Will be locked in here, along with Cho'Gath.
So to be fair, in my defense, the crowd is very distracting, Joe. We just filmed for a really long time. I was talking about diamond procs and stuff. I wasn't thinking about Evil Geniuses and Sona bans, but that's a very tanky lineup that EG has so far with Renekton and Cho'Gath. I love Snoopy's Cho'Gath so much. I think it's one of his best junglers, and they have success every time they've picked it. And the fact that they've gotten Renekton as well to just be a comfort for Wicked, he got his most played champion again. Things are looking up for Evil Geniuses right now.
Well, Against All Authority currently hovering over Shaco and LeBlanc.
Those aren't real.
I
don't think either of those are remotely possible. Obviously, they're not going for Sona, but their AD carry will... I'd expect them to go for Caitlyn if they're going to win lanes, because Caitlyn is very, very good against MF, but Varus still outranges.
Yep, going in there for that Varus, and that pretty much confirms that it will be a support Taric this time around for us.
Yeah. I'm sad. Like, when Taric got changed, he used to be just incredibly strong in the support role. But honestly, when he was changed, he became awesome in the jungle and in top lane. He's since been nerfed on live, so we might never see it now. And the LCS was like the chance to see a top lane Taric. We saw one jungle Taric play last week in the European LCS, and that's been it.
Well, in terms of ganking power, you know, a targeted stun, you can't laugh at that at any point. No. That is a strong thing to have.
And the fact that his armor aura is now more tied to his actual armor items, the increased gold flow from top lane in the jungle actually made it really good. But alas, it's not happening.
Maybe some point over the course of the weekend. We've still got, you know, 3 games after this. We've got 7 games in the LCS tomorrow, plus that best of 3 amateur game. And maybe RNA is listening, will in fact bring us out a jungle Taric tomorrow, or maybe not as well. But right now they're hovering over Cassiopeia, EG. And
he's been playing a lot of this in solo queue. The fact he hasn't locked it in yet, it's the suspense. He's getting me right now. It's there, okay. The fact that he's went for Cassiopeia is exciting to me. He's been playing a lot of it in solo queue. We saw tons of Cassiopeia. He loves starting blue elixir, but that's usually only if he can get blue buff early on in the game. Yeah. I've been watching a lot of Froggen streams, so I'm excited about his Cassiopeia. That is an incredibly high damage thing, so if they can protect him a little bit, you actually have to protect Cassiopeia. It's much like an AD carry AP in a sense that it's just persistent damage throughout a fight.
So, what about these two lineups then, Jack? Break it down for us.
Right, so Against All Authority is going for the lanes once again. The fact that they're swapping around the Shen and the Nasus means I can't really talk about the top lane yet, but mid lane Kayle and then Taric Varus is super, super powerful in lane bully EU. Look at Evil Geniuses though, and they're matching that for the most part. They know that Against All Authority wants to be strong in lanes. It is going to be a battle of the lanes in this game. They're probably going to brawl a lot if we don't see lane swaps.
And obviously that will mean a Cassiopeia versus Kayle in the middle lane. Talk to us a little bit about that lane to start off with, because it's not one that we see these days that often.
It's because we don't see Cassiopeia that often. Yeah. And I know the fans are super ready for this, but yes, that lane is so much about consistency of Froggen's skill shots. If he can land the Qs, he can out-trade Cassiopeia for the most part, but as soon as he misses one, he's going to take a whole heap of punishment, because not only will he not be able to spam his Twin Fang, Kale's going to chase him down with the slow and just pound him down with those auto attacks. But one thing that we didn't quite note here is there's a teleport on Schleia and an ignite on Froggen, so that would give an edge to Froggen in lane.
And we did, in the end, have Nasus staying in this top lane with Shen going in the jungle there with Virtual as well. So just to clear those little bits up there in the end. In terms of the supports for EG, Crepo running Ignite and Flash with his Thresh. There's a Cleanse with the Flash for Yellow Peak compared to Nono, who's got the Flash Barrier.
So the summoner spell choices are a little confusing. Like the Barrier versus Cleanse debate has happened as we're now finally getting into the game. So clutch, and the red elixir as well on Nono means his potential like baiting is the entire health of Barrier, which at level 1 is 135, and the 120 health he gets from the red elixir. So he's got 250 more health than Yellow Pete essentially.
We'll see what that gives us here at the start, and whether we're going to be seeing any switches, any funky plays coming out. We heard a lot from Crepo, the importance of studying level 1 against a different amount of teams and on different sides. He's put a ward up there on that curve bush on the top side of the map, but can we expect much at level 1 with these two lineups?
From the looks of these two wards, I don't think they're going to be doing much. They don't even look to be trying to get vision on the enemy jungler. Both of the wards that they've placed is to protect against a red jungle invade. That's the bush that most people would come through if they're going to try to steal a red, but low wards from each team, no potential jungle vision. So we are seeing, again, standard lanes, low amounts of wards, and it looks like they're just going to brawl it out in lanes.
Certainly looking that way here as they do settle in there, and it's going to be, for once, a standard setup. I say standard, more of what we were used to this entire time. No switches coming in as of this point. We're going to have Misfortune and Thresh versus Varus. Taric in the bottom lane. See there, Varus and Taric were just starting off by the golems. EG going to be doing the same on that top side here with Wicked, Snoopy and Froggen, who's coming around to give them a little bit of backup there.
Right, and that's not something I'm used to seeing. No one starts double golems with their jungler right now. They're giving an extended pull to Snoopy, and this is what they're doing. Okay, Evil Geniuses made sure that they also got a small camp so that going bottom in a 2v2, they don't get out level 2'd because they'll hit it around the same time as the Taric and Varus lane.
And certainly don't want to end up getting stunned up and against a level 2 AD carry coming straight at them there from that one as well. So they're going to get back in. Just a little bit of help given over to Virtual, who started out on this red buff as well. Obviously both junglers, I'd say that. Virtual starting out smiteless. Snoopy actually did use his smite there to take away that red buff on the top side of the map. He's going to be headed down towards his blue side from this one. This bottom lane possibly going to be explosive with the fact that you've got that hook in there from Thresh plus the stun on the other side from Taric.
This is going to be a really fun one. If Crepo lands a hook, it's going to be huge amounts of pressure for EG, but as soon as he misses one, the window of pressure goes directly back to Against All Authority, especially since Crepo has to stand still for so long while throwing a hook. If it misses, Corrales could go in for a stun and they could turn the aggression right around, because the straight up trading potential of Varus and MF is actually quite equal, so it really depends on what the support's contribution is.
Well, we'll see about that one. This top lane is going to be, of course, Wicked, a champion which both top laners are very, very familiar with. I've said it 2 or 3 times already, the most played champion for both Wicked and Freddy 122. And well, if you can't have Renekton, why not go to Nasus?
It's his brother, right? Brotherly love right now. They hate each other, actually, as I think how it goes in the lore.
Yeah.
But Nasus is weak in lane compared to Renekton. It's almost jokingly so. Like, he very much has to be incredibly careful, and Wicked will look to pressure and bully him as much as possible in that lane.
Snoopy actually, I think, was spotted there inside of the mid lane. There was a ping going down towards the back of the Dragon Pit. Corellius had come up to put a ward in position if need be, but Snoopy, I think, had already realized that they'd figured that one out. He backs away instantly. No early action in this bottom lane. Misfortune does have a slight lead there as well. So far, Froggen doing a great job of, he's got around about a 7 CS lead here in this middle lane as well. So as you said earlier on, Froggen has been practicing a lot of this Cassiopeia, and if he's on the mark, we know it from his other champions. He's deadly.
Yeah. He is a very, very dangerous Cassio. He did shove the lane up a little bit though, so all those creeps now going to Schley. It's a very small lead that Froggen has, and the biggest fear of Cassiopeia players is the jungle ganks. But the fact that Virtual is playing jungle Shen, he has very low jungle gank presence, which unlocks a lot more aggressive laning from Froggen here.
What are we going to be seeing in first action zones in this one? I still think that this bottom lane could be the big point for us there. Obviously, as you said, Renekton should be able to bully these Nasus around in the top lane. And
you're right about this bottom, because both junglers have gotten the Q. There's the Thresh gank.
Here we go.
I'm ahead of the game.
You're ahead of the game, but I'm not. We're going to see them go in there with the hook. Krepo taking a lot of damage, but it's No-No who's lowest in this one. Snoopy, is he going to fall here? He doesn't want to give away those double buffs, but he will to Shen. Here comes the TP. They're going towards Yellow P, who will use the cleanse. Krepo going to knock them back, and that will be first blood going over to AAA with the double buffs as well.
And the huge TP play coming in from Schleya there. That was an awesome use. He was down in the lane. He's losing a bit of CS to Froggen, but he used it to turn around the kill and get them the double. They smelled the Thresh gank coming. They knew it was there. Great play by Against All Authority for that lane.
Really, really well played. That gives them a nice little advantage. It's Shen that's got it in there. It's allowed him to go back. Picked up that Madrid Razor. We are going to see another grab here on towards No-No. Stun comes in onto Yellow P, who's taking a lot of damage. There's barrier from No-No, but Krepo's going for it. He's got the lantern down. Why is he not coming in onto him? He's too low to risk it. And in the end, EG decided not to go for that one. But you know what, Jack? I think they could have had it.
Krepo, I think, was trying. He just didn't have the move speed, and he auto-attack was barely out of range. He was out of mana as well for that one, so they couldn't close out. That was the barrier plus red elixir really clutching for No-No. He hadn't consumed it until he got Agreston right there, so they salvaged it out. And actually, despite that gank, Evil Geniuses is winning in gold, because I just realized it's 47-30 in the bottom lane and 45-30 in mid as well.
Yeah, decent leads coming in from that one. It's equates to 200 gold in that bottom lane. 300 gold in the top. Wicked, of course, is a super solid Renekton player. I don't think we need to really elaborate on that one too much more than saying he is very good. We've seen it time and time again from him already this season as he goes in there. The Wither slowing him down to a stop, but you just see there the difference in items really tells you about who's having a good and a bad time in that top lane. The Doran shield, cloth armor, obviously from the start there for Nasus, and double Doran's blade from Wicked.
And Wicked's actually tried an AD Renekton a bit in the past. He went like Blade of the Ruined King as he's just brawling Freddy right up there. Every lane for EG is winning by about 15 right now. Like, this is EG using Against All Authorities wants against them. AAA wants to win all the lanes. EG is outplaying them in that situation, but the teleport got used from AAA. They have a Shen Global coming out of the jungle fairly soon. The roles have almost been reversed, where it's now Against All Authority who wants to survive, pull off the counter ganks, and punish the other team's aggression, and EG is the ones that are trying to make things happen.
See again there, Wicked in this top lane, just going in on towards Freddy there, already down to less than half HP, and keeping him very, very low there. And always want to be a little bit careful with that. Teetering on a knife edge always is kind of an invitation for him to dive in onto him.
Yeah, and for Freddy in the top lane as well, he's maxing his Q, right? He's got plus 66 on it right now, so he's last hit 22-ish things, unless he's been getting some cannon minions. That's his only goal in this lane. He's not trying to kill Wicked. He's just trying to farm his Q and not die.
Now we saw Shen actually come into this bottom lane, and EG seemed to have sniffed that one coming. I'm not sure where they spotted him there. But they definitely did. They backed completely away. Obviously now they know he's there because he's in that top side of the brush in bottom lane where there is a pink ward down from Crepo, so they know he's there. This is a dangerous position for Freddy as well.
Oh yeah.
He's trying to get himself back in there. Will put the ultimate on Renekton, slice and dice away.
Yeah, but Wicked's ultimate's still running. Ignite coming back in 11 seconds. Freddy's either going to have to give up a huge amount of wave or just die, and he's going to give up the waves.
Yeah, and using that wither there as well just to stop Wicked from really pushing in onto him there. And that will be Freddy completely backing away. Shen will come up to cover that lane. What is he going to go for here, Nasus? He's gone for the Doran's Blade. So a bit of damage in there, a bit of health as well. Will help to keep him that bit safer, but Wicked so far is doing, you have to say, a brilliant job in this top lane.
He is playing the matchup as well, though. Like, it's not like Nasus can do much against Renekton. Like, the biggest weapon Nasus has in lane is actually his Wither, being able to just shut down the other guy's attack speed, but Renekton has so many spells that even if he withers him possibly, he's still slicing, dicing through him, stunning him, and throwing his Q around. Like, you're still getting chunked down if you're Freddy, so his item build is very much just like, I need the most efficient items possible so I don't get dove and killed 1v1, and that's what he's going for.
So I've got a question for you, Jack, here, and this will probably be, it's obviously on topic. I mean, what's the strongest way to run a Nasus and a Shen? I mean, we traditionally see Shen top lane, Nasus in the jungle. What's the best combination, in your opinion, to have that going?
The one I've seen the most, like you say, would be Nasus in the jungle. Like, he's free farming, he's no longer a weak laning liability, and you still get the power of Wither, and it's also in more places than you'd expect. So they've done this because Freddy must have really wanted to play Nasus, but it isn't working out for them early, as EG probably going to be able to get this dragon since Freddy's stuck top.
Yeah, Freddy is still up there. Corellius actually came up there with Taric just to have a little bit of a look. They were on top of a ward the whole time, but as you said, just not got the positioning to do anything about that dragon, and that sets them 1,000 gold behind, 1,200 gold behind.
1,000 gold without having to get a single kill. EG really winning the lanes. They're not making plays. They're actually probably going to wait for Against All Authority to try to make their plays. So even though EG has needed to reinvent themselves kind of, this feels like an EG game in the fact that they are winning slowly and you're not sure what the other team can do to pull back.
And considering AAA had those problems with closing out games, and the lane phase was their strong point, it's not looking amazing for them right now, but we are still early stages in here. 10 minutes and 50 seconds to be precise. Let's have a look through some of the other items here, Jack. We got the Stinger in there for Kayle. On the other side, the Giant's Belt in for Cassiopeia.
I love this Cassiopeia build from Froggen. The fact that he went for the tier early means he spams completely without care, and then he's bought 3 wards right now because, as we said earlier, the biggest fear of a Cassiopeia is the potential ganks coming in. He's not going to let those happen. He's going to continue spamming with his blue buff, continue getting his tier going, and he will be a force to be reckoned with later in the game. I really love that build path.
And on the other side, we look at Yellow Pete's build there. He's gone in for the Brutalizer, first of all, alongside that Vamp Scepter and the Doran's Blade. Other way, Varus, he's looking like he's going straight up towards that Bloodthirster area itself. So, how do we compare those two?
Yeah, that's the one that catches me a little off guard. I'd almost expect Pete to go for a Bloodthirster, like straight after this Brutalizer, but in the lane, at least right now, he's probably trying to cut through a little bit of that Shatter Aura that Taric is providing, and he doesn't want that to get anything. But Freddy, will that Rupture land? Nope.
Not quite. Stepped out of it just in time there, and Snoopy instantly just backs away from that one. Actually, no wards down there whatsoever from Freddy. I mean, he went back. That Doran's Shield was his first pick up there, then the Doran's Blade. He's been having to buy pots to even stay inside a lane. So now he's got to stay defensive with that one, as well as Crepo in this bottom lane, taking a bit of pressure, but won't be anything more than that.
Yeah, and in that top lane again, Freddy hasn't bought wards because he's never not in his tower. Like, if he was going to place a ward, he would place it in that triangle brush behind his turret to see dives coming. The only thing he cares about, as we said earlier, is that Q. It's now plus 144 at this point, so it is kind of getting there. 800 gold behind Wicked, but he hasn't died yet and he hasn't lost his tower, so the lane might be going okay for him. It's really hard to judge Nasus lanes and what their goals are.
What else do we have? Giant's Belt in there for Wicked. We said earlier on that he got those double Doran's Blades even through the Wither. He slice and dices his way in towards Freddy. quite happy to put down the damage as he goes. Boots of mobility on Snoopy in there as well. Got the Spirit Stone plus the Null Magic Mantle picked up already. Other side, Shen, Kindle Gem, Madrid's Razor from earlier. Virtual picked that up after his kill.
Neither of these junglers are really clearing that quickly. I'm actually a little surprised that Snoopy hasn't put off more map pressure yet. Virtual has more gold than him, mostly because of that first kill that he picked up. But Snoopy isn't super farming, isn't getting super tanky, and he is going towards auras. So like once Snoopy gets an Aegis or a Runic Bulwark, he'll really start making an impact. But until then, the threat of Virtual Shen ultimate is much greater than what Snoopy is putting on the map.
And blue buff again going to be given over to Frog, and as you said, the tier and blue buff combo just perfect for Cassiopeia.
And the Giant's Belt is also making it so other people don't necessarily want to all in him. I mean, just look at the farm. 141 on Cassiopeia, 14 minutes into the game. I don't think he's ever going to break his 300 minion kills on Karthus at 22:40 in the game that he set at the World Playoffs. But on champions like Cassiopeia, he's going to make a run for it.
Yeah, definitely is. And always has been a very, very strong farmer. As Wicked in his top just doesn't care at this point what Freddy can throw his way. 4,600 to 3,700 in there, so almost 1,000 gold difference between these top laners at this point. The interesting fact is that Varus actually has caught up in CS now and is in fact heading gold over Yellow Pete's Misfortune.
Even with the Brutalizer, maybe that wasn't the right choice. I mean, the thing is, with armor penetration, it actually becomes more effective the closer you get the enemy to 0. So a Brutalizer Misfortune would be better in a lane that's not against Taric than in a lane against Taric, because he provides so much in the aura. You're cutting that down, but it's not giving him the same percentage increase of damage that it would give you otherwise. And Nono's been happy just farming. Krepo hasn't landed any big play hooks, and the ganks haven't been able to help them much yet. Maybe we'll see one here from Snoopy, but the counter gank potential is definitely there from Virtual. EG has to be very careful here.
Snoopy headed down towards that bottom bush. Actually, blue buff is going to be going over here to Kale, unless Shen has just taken it in there. But this bottom is definitely our focus from this point. Okay, Virtual is just tanking it, telling Slayer to get the hell over here, I think is what he probably would have said at that point to get that one in. Wicked actually came in for a bit of a sniff, drops a ward in there as well. Harali is going to get knocked up in the air. They go all in onto him. There's the bullet time coming through. Shen is not going to be able to save him there. The Stand United wasn't enough. Flash away from Nono, just about, from the hug of Krepo as well. But that was a nice kill, patient from Snoopy.
And it's a good thing that Evil Geniuses pulled it off right away, because that Shen ult could have came in and the teleport from Schley was up. So being able to burst down that quickly prevented disaster really, and because they pulled off that slight edge, they might try a turret dive here. Snoopy was thinking about coming around the back.
Yeah, just sniff it in there. Actually, we see here in the middle, Froggen has finally landed a nice combo onto Slayer, and with that blue buff on, he's quite happily to do that. This could be a dragon number 2 even, it would be for EG.
They had the timer on it, and that was probably why they timed the gank to come up at this point. So much of the time, it's kind of an old school strategy you don't see as much anymore, but if you have the dragon timer and you're playing in a slow game where you can really focus on it, you coordinate ganks to happen just before, so you get the other team low enough that you get a free dragon. So instead of like forcing the dragon fights that we see so often, you just get them for free.
Get them for free, and that's what EG have now had 2 of in this game so far. As in the middle, Shen sniffing around there onto Froggen as well. He had a ward in there. Is Wicked gonna pop his ulti here, going in on towards Freddy. In fact, the Knight is down from Freddy. He's giving Wicked a real run for his money with this one. Can Wicked get away? He's gone low. Freddy decides not to pursue, and there you see a bit of a change in the tables.
He managed to go back to base and buy that Glacial Shroud, as actually the gank's gonna continue. I don't know what Virtual's plan is here though.
Yeah, this is an interesting one. Wicked's in the bush, recalling there on that top side. Virtual not going to get the chance to go in, but blocking out for the turret.
There's the plan, actually. They want to delay / get Snoopy low enough that they can take a turret, and just like that, his Nace is powered up now. He's gotten the Glacial Shroud, plus 246 on his Q, 17 minutes into the game. If this keeps going, could we see a 600 damage Q? Now it's a 249, you know? Oh, is he going to get another one? There's another one, right? It's now multiplying its effectiveness and speed.
Going to be dangerous either way, that's for sure. Actually, Wicked did finish off that Sunfire Cape. We saw it in that last fight. The animation around him is Virtual just hanging by Snoopy's race there. Actually, Snoopy is just going to nom down on one of them to get an extra stack up for him. what items have we had finished off? Nash's Tooth in the middle lane finished there for Kayle, and that Riley's Crystal Scepter for Froggen was finished in the last buy as well.
The big items for both of them, really. Kayle keys off the Nash's Tooth, and Cassiopeia often Kayle's off the Rylai's because the Twin Fang that Cassiopeia throws out that she can get refreshed if she's on a poison target applies the single target version of the Rylai's slow. So in any kind of team fight, the control that Cassiopeia gets just off having that Rylai's Crystal Scepter is massive. So if the team fights do start coming out, that's when it's going to come into big play.
You were talking about the aura items as well that Snoopy headed up for. The Aegis is now added in there. On the other side, Shen, Locket of the Iron Solari, we've seen it more and more in the jungle here, so that's going to be a plus point for Against All Authority when they get in towards these team fights. But right now, they're having a tough time before they get into that phase.
And I actually think this game's going to get real interesting pretty soon. Just the fact that Freddy didn't lose the lane that badly. Like, he was looking like he was in trouble for the longest time, but you take a look at the lane now, he's the one who's killed the turret. Wicked 0, 0, and 0, just like both of them are. The team as a whole, despite losing 2 dragons, is only down 1,500 gold. And the team fights haven't happened. Everyone is just building up their items. They haven't fought each other. They don't know for sure who's stronger yet. The ore item trade-off is a Locket of the Iron Solari active shield versus the Aegis for Snoopy. When they decide to fight, it's probably just going to explode.
And I'm definitely looking forward to that one here. We're about to hit the 20-minute mark. It's almost a 2,000 gold lead for Evil Geniuses. And obviously they've had, with that, 2 dragons, which certainly have helped a lot in getting them where they are at this point. If you look down the gold, Misfortune is actually falling behind in CS. That's pretty incredible considering that Yellow Pete had that nice advantage coming in. 6,200 to 6,000 gold. So he's got a 200 gold lead built up there. And you have to give credit to Nono in that situation.
And there might be a 3-man dive coming into Schley here. Finally, EG trying to make something happen. Look at the speed, though. He's gone.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, he's Kayle as well, which is always a hard one to lock down. But what they've done is freed up that tower completely. That's a middle outer turret, an important one in many respects.
Right, and this is the big thing. They saw that Shen was bottom lane in a ward, so they know that the assistance is late coming for Against All Authority. They got half that turret. Maybe we'll see it collapse in, though. Here comes Nasus. He wants to make something happen.
Freddy coming in onto this one. The Wither going to go down onto Froggen. There's the intervention. Can they get in? Flash away from Froggen. Snoopy got to silence all 3 of them there as Corellius joins in as well. They've not managed to pick up a kill here, but they're forcing Cassiopeia away. That could be enough to give them some leverage. Dragon not up for 1 minute and 40 seconds here, so for that, a little bit too early, but nonetheless.
And that fight really told me something about Freddy. He's going to have to be a lot more creative if he wants to make something happen in these team fights. Jungle Nasus pretty much always bring Ghost. He needs it to stick on people in team fights. Freddy has Flash. Also, with the Rylai's Crystal Scepter on Froggen, the only thing Nasus can do to get in fights is walk at you. Froggen can keep people at distance with that Rylai's, so if Freddy wants to be involved at all, he's got to be creative, because he definitely looked like he had a flanking position there, and then pretty much did nothing.
Yellow Pete just trying to farm himself back level with Nono after being ahead for quite a while. Actually, Nono did go home with a good amount of gold to spend, actually picking up that cutlass, so he's going to be going up towards that Blade of the Ruined King compared to the Bloodthirster and Brutalizer that we have so far. So I think Yellow Pete, after picking up that Brutalizer, maybe realizing, I should probably gone for Bloodthirster anyway. Yeah,
I think that was his plan all along, actually. He wants the Bloodthirster first, but he wanted the early armor pen for the lane bullying. I think he's going Black Cleaver after that, so the Brutalizer will still get used. The AD ratio on MF's ultimate is actually really huge, so if you're just looking to get all the damage out, it's better to go Bloodthirster first and then Cleaver.
So, what else do we have? Giant's Belt picked up there by Snoopy. Shen got the Giant's Belt in there as well. The Dragon is up in 15 seconds. EG have had 2 out of what will be 3 here. And
here's going to be the one that I think Against All Authority wants to contest. It's 22 minutes. They're tired of giving them up. They have the Frozen Heart. A lot of them have hit their big items, right? They're ready to fight this one. I want to see if Freddy can make it in this fight. His Q is at plus 318, and they want to fight this one. But Freddy took so much poke just there, I don't know if they can contest.
Yep, and EG have actually let the Dragon reset in that situation, so not feeling 100% confident with going in for it. Freddy actually looped around to the bottom, is now looping back to the top side of things. Will they go for it? Clearing out the wards so that there's no vision down for Against All Authority. Dragon pulled out again.
I mean, you can see how creative Freddy is trying to be on Nasus. He wants to get in from the other side, but they are very aware that Freddy wants to come through the back, and EG is not wanting to commit. They might try to wait for a Thresh hook to start this one quick, but they're so aware of Freddy, and there it is!
There they go, on towards Nono. Here comes a bullet time. Intervention is already on Nono, but as that runs out, he gets destroyed and will die. That's 2 kills coming in for Evil Geniuses. Crepo going low. Froggen will finish off Virtual on the top side, and that is 3 kills. It may be even more. Crepo is low as we get a pause in the middle of the fight.
I gotta say though, Crepo is the Thresh Prince. He's in a battle right now with Edward to see who can make the biggest Thresh plays, but that one was huge, and it shows the danger of Freddy trying to come around the back of the fight, because if they get initiated on, they're just screwed. They didn't have enough people in that fight, and it was the 3-for-0.
So a pause while they're not quite finished off there. Actually, Wicked, I think, if I can tell from where he is in the bush when the screen's like black and white. Okay, so he was actually headed down towards Kale's position there, by the looks of things.
Yeah.
You know, Kale had already used the ultimate. Would he be able to catch him? Not really sure. Don't forget the tower is still there on that side. It looks like a couple of players just having issues here there. See, I'm pausing from Riot, just making sure that everything is being done to fix any problems.
Absolutely, but this game in general really just happened, right? Like, they spent so long farming and giving up dragons, and the first one they tried to contest, that's Against All Authority, it got turned around on them really badly. I say Evil Geniuses have been called the best team fighting team in the world by a lot of people, and especially in Europe, and it did show there. They got the initiation, they really went for it. So I think there might have been some spiking issues during that game, but they're asking for ready, and I think we're going to be getting back in.
Yeah, as you said, that hook coming out of Crepo was just sublime. Managing to land it onto the AD carry when you've got other big targets in front of you right now. We are going to get back into the game then and see how this one all goes down. And unsurprisingly, really, EG turning around for Dragon.
Yeah, they had the 3-for-0 clean. They pick up the Dragon, and it would have been a lot better for Against All Authorities in retrospect to either not flank with Freddy or just give up the Dragon, because if you're not going to 5v5 and you're just going to stand around and wait for Thresh to get a hook on you, you're just waiting to lose, because Against All Authority didn't have any counter poke that could win that fight for them. They were only risking getting hit by Snoopy's Rupture or getting hit by Crepo's Thresh hook, his death sentence. And eventually it happened. They needed to take some initiative.
And that's exactly what it was for them, a death sentence, as Nono got hooked in there to kick off that fight. Where does that leave us then? 5,500 gold. And as you said, you know, it's been pretty close, those 2 dragons. Only thing that had majorly separated out these 2 teams, but the 3rd dragon comes down to that big fight, leaves us at 4-1, and all of a sudden it opens up and looks really good now for Evil Geniuses. Yellow Pete, of course, is ahead now in the gold when you compare the AD carries. 8.1 to 7.5. He was 200 gold behind when we kicked that one off.
And Froggen is turning into a really giant monster here. Like, I don't know what the current Season 3 record is for 300 minion kills, but we're at like 25 minutes, and he's going to be getting there pretty soon if he goes bottom and farms this one up. It's got to be between him and Scar's Diana a couple weeks ago in the North American LCS, but this is a remarkable farming performance by Froggen on Cassiopeia, and his team fighting has been fantastic as well.
And I'll tell you what, on the topic of that as well, you look at the man who he was against in the lane, Schleyer, almost at 250 himself, so like, he's doing a great job of it as well.
It's not like Schleyer is getting hideously out-farmed or he's missing creeps. Like, 10 per minute is a crazy benchmark to keep throughout this entire game, and it's just, I think the small camps that Froggen's gotten and the other sneaky CS that he's been able to pick up have really contributed.
So, where is the next play going to come out? Evil Geniuses starting to get together in mid. There was the hook coming out of Crepo. Actually went straight in between a couple, and that's the thing, you know, it's not just a simple, I say a simple hook like Blitzcrank, you know, it's got that wind-up time, which makes it all the more difficult to hit. EG rotated into this bottom lane.
And you can see Wicked coming in behind the turret. I mean, if Against All Authority wants to fight this, again, they're going for a flank. You can see Freddy coming around the back. He's in a vision ward, though. EG is going to get a free turret, and they're on to Freddy. He's got a flash, or he's dead.
Oh, he's going to get caught out here. There is the hook landing. That is definitely the death sentence coming in. Froggen will pick up the kill, and that is one totally for free. And that's what you've got to worry about, Jack. Surely when you've got no wards down and you know that EG have just come through there, you've got to count on them putting them down.
He walked right through a pink, and the Shen ult got burned onto Freddy right there, so the threat is down even again. He actually saved his ultimate on Nasus at least. He wants to be involved in a fight, right? He spent this whole game getting his Q to plus 372, but he can't find his way into a fight, and you can tell he's pressing for it. EG is just capitalizing, extending their goal lead, and this may be turning into a rout.
EG now going to do exactly the same on the top side of the map. Take away everything that they can from the jungle, get the wards in position. They may just end up taking themselves a Baron from this one. I mean, 27 minutes in there. They're actually going back. I think Shen's going back on top of a ward at this point. So EG know what's going on, but they're playing it safe here. And that's, you know, we've talked about it as well, that when teams are so close to each other in the league table as these two teams are in place 4 and 5, you know, you don't want to mess up. You can't afford to mess up.
It's also the Evil Geniuses way. They love to just take it slow, and Froggen is very strong right now. 497 AP. He finished his Seraph's Embrace as well, and it's just, they waited for the farm thresholds. They got the Runic Bulwark. Even Wicked has went for a Last Whisper because they are against a Taric, so he wants to shred through more of it. That's going to combo very well with the Black Cleaver that Yellow Pete has taken off. So like, they were waiting to get all these really huge items, and I don't see why they wouldn't start forcing around Baron. They're probably going to make sure the side lanes stay pushed up. That's why Yellow Pete is going bottom to clear right now. And they're just keeping Against All 30 at bay. It'll give them time to clear out the Baron area. There's a fight up top. I think Wicked can just disengage this one.
Yeah, Wicked and Freddy going head-to-head on this one. Ultimates pop from both of them. Can he actually get away? There's the Ignite going down. Wicked going very low. There's the Q, and there is the finisher. Freddy actually flashed in there at the end. Not sure it was 100% needed, but he gets the kill, and that's that lane we were talking about.
Freddy really wants to fight people. It's just like only Wicked was the one he could get onto. He hasn't been able to pull that off in team fights, but that shows the potential of Freddy's Nasus, since he has gotten plus 387 on his Q, and now they have a 4v5. They're actually going to catch Freddy again.
Wow, the flash came in onto that one. Freddy getting hooked in. The stun came onto Froggen, but a little bit disorganized in terms of going forward. There's the knockup. Ulti comes out of Varus, but will it be enough to save Corralius? No, it won't. Froggen getting caught. Freddy, why has he come back in here? Surely going to die from this one. It's a double kill for Froggen.
And since there's a split push bottom from Schleia, his teleport is actually either canceled or he just used a bottom lane, I'm not sure, but this means it's a 4 members of EG. Just no. Who could potentially stop it, and Schley is just trying to get turrets. No is crazy if he tries to stop this one. I think this is a Baron for Evil Geniuses.
Well, it may just be crazy, Jack, because he's going to be going in there for this one. Is he going to be able to do anything with it? No, not really a surprise that he can't, and he will back away, and that will be Baron picked up 10,000 gold lead. Schleia pushing this whole time through there. They've been thinking about, you know, pushing down, racing for the bases. Yeah, they've seen it before.
They won the base race last time. They were against Dragonborns. This was game 7 of last week, or game 5 of 6 on the Sunday, but I feel like Evil Geniuses is not going to willfully engage in a base race as much as the crazy Dragonborns are. Evil Geniuses is a much more standard team, and oh no, Schleia was trying to make a play. Evil Geniuses is on top of this dragon.
And actually, Virtual just coming in there as well. Froggen was in the top lane, so Against All Authority might fancy their chances of taking this dragon away, but at the end of the day, they're against an Evil Geniuses team with the Baron on them, and in the end, EG say, no, we don't want to think about that 4 versus 4 it actually was there in the end.
I think Evil Geniuses was worried about either their mana health cooldowns or just the general feel of that fight. They didn't know if all 5 of Against All Authority were there, I'm pretty sure. And it goes to speak to the type of team they are. Like, they're very much in control of this game. They know they have more turrets, they know they have the Baron buff, and even though they don't know the exact number, they know they're very far up in gold. If they engage in that fight, what do they really get out of it? Maybe they get a dragon or a few more kills, but if they lose it, they lose their Baron buff and they let Against All Authority back in the game. EG would very much rather group up, buy their items, and have a fight on their terms. They don't care about the 975 gold 30 minutes into the game, and they just gave it up.
Let's have a look again through the items while we've got a little bit of time in this one. And again, towards that middle lane, we said earlier, the Nash's Tooth picked up by Kalis. Now got the Leandris in there, Needlessly Large Rod, plus a Blasting one picked up. So Rabadon's Death Cap in the making for Kale on the other side. Already the Rabadons, that Crystal Scepter, plus the Xerath's Embrace, and a Revolver in there for Cassiopeia.
And look at that for Schleia. He is 0, 0, and 0. 31 minutes, 30 seconds into the game. He hasn't been able to get involved, and this kind of shows how much overall control Evil Geniuses has had in this game. Against All Authority hasn't been able to do anything on their terms. They either get caught and give up an objective. They've never been able to get a catch onto Evil Geniuses or really have a favorable team fight. It's a very low kill game, but particularly low assists. Like, only 2 assisted kills on the entire team of Against All Authority. That is a remarkably low number. And now 5 members of EG with Baron. I think they're going to take this one slow. It's going to be the poke battle again.
Oh, they're going to go in. The hook actually landed on Freddy. A lot of damage coming in there. He is well below half HP. And they've done a fantastic job. Crepo got that Oracles running there to clear out any vision that was put over the top side there. And as Thresh, you love it when they've got no vision. As Virtual actually going to turn in here on towards Wicked. The Virus Ultimate going in as well. He is going to be Kale ulted up there as well. Froggen will take down Tarek, but Freddy, he wants kills. He's in there again, trying to pick something up. It's a double kill for Froggen. Freddy finally will be finished off. They pretty much just ignored him that whole time. Turret's going to go down.
He was only so much threat for an entire Baron up Evil Geniuses. Really tanky lineup we saw from the get-go, and Froggen plus Pete were extremely protected. Wicked was the meat shield for that battle. He's the only one that took any real kinds of damage. 3 for 0. Now they're pushing on the Nexus.
EG pushing in towards the victories. They catch Slayer out as well. He's a dead man. Froggen is dominating. First Nexus story goes down. Froggen might get himself another. Oh, barrier on the fountain itself. Well, the Nexus going to be focused here, and Evil Geniuses